I would like to call this meeting of the Festus City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Here.
Councilman Collier,
Here.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Here.
Councilman Weiner, Councilman Dennis,
Here.
Councilman Venz,
Here.
Councilman Cook,
Here.
Councilman Tenen.
Here. We do have a quorum. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to amend the agenda for this evening under new business. A liquor license for Texas Roadhouse will be added.
Motion. So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Now I will entertain a motion to approve the amended consent agenda. Tonight's bills total out at $807,713.80.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Collier,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen.
Yep.
Councilman Cook,
Yep.
Councilman Venz.
Yes.
The agenda has been approved. Remarks of visitors.
We have none, sir.
We have none. We do have a proclamation for this evening. Carrie, would you please come down here?
Busted.
Oh, and my work kids are here. Oh.
That's why I'm under flowers.
Oh. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God, it's all the cameras.
There we go. Rise.
Oh, my God, stop.
Proclamation, whereas Carrie S. Paddock celebrated her 40 years of service with the city of Festus on November 22nd, 2022. And whereas Carrie began her career with the city of Festus on November 22nd, 1982 as an administrative secretary, and then was promoted to administrative assistant on October 20th, 1989. Whereas Carrie currently holds her title as Festus City Clerk since January the 2nd of 2006 and has served under 10 mayors and 8 city administrators throughout her 40 years of service. And whereas Carrie completed the prestigious level of certification with the Missouri City Clerks Finance Officer Association for her hard work, diligence, and service to the Festus community, and earned the title of Missouri Registered City Clerk on August 20th, 2010. And whereas the office of the city clerk always has been one of the most important positions in municipal government that provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and the service and agencies of the government at all other levels. And whereas on behalf of the entire city council, I want to express our sincere appreciation to Carrie for her loyalty to the city of Festus and to hold this special day set apart in recognizing her 40 years of service with the city of Festus. Now therefore, I, Samuel F. Richards, Mayor of the city of Festus, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022 as Carrie Paddock Day in the city of Festus, and urge all residents and employees to join me in the city council in congratulating Carrie on celebrating her 40 years of service with the city of Festus. We express good wishes from the city of Festus and its citizens. Proclaimed the 29th day of November 2022. Signed, Samuel F. Richards, Mayor, City of Festus.
Thank you, everybody. And I love serving Festus, so. Yeah.
Obviously.
Most of the time.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and my mom here was Mike Cook's kindergarten teacher. So you can blame her.
Okay, if you're ready.
Oh, just, okay. Is he gonna come all the way up here, Sam, or down there?
Down here.
40 down, 40 to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great pleasure that I would like to present to you the new chief of the fire department of the city of Festus, Jeff Brumbaugh. Come on. Carrie will give you the oath of office.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and then state your name,
I, Jeff Brumbaugh,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
all the qualifications
all the qualifications
for the office of fire chief
for the office of fire chief
as prescribed by law,
as prescribed by law,
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Missouri,
and of the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provisions of all laws
of this state
of this state,
affecting cities of this class,
except
affecting
affecting cities of this class
and the ordinances of
and the ordinances of
the city of Festus, Missouri,
the city of Festus, Missouri,
and faithfully demean myself
and faithfully demean myself
in office,
in office.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything, if you will come forward to pin the chief badge on your husband, make sure it just goes through the shirt.
We're late to the party.
His daughters are putting on the collar emblems. There's that.
Sure.
Captains,
On behalf of A, B, and C shift, we welcome you to the city of Festus. Mhm.
Thanks again.
Thank you. If I may, I'd like to go right ahead. I'd like to thank the mayor, the city council, and the selection committee for allowing me to serve the men and women of the Festus Fire Department, this city council, and the citizens of Festus. I look forward to serving this community for a while. So, thank you.
You might regret saying it.
Oh, I gotta set my hand.
Nah, 6 months is one through the mouse.
Okay. Wow.
Moving right along, we're up to bids. Police Department for vehicle equipment purchase.
The first bid you have before you is for the equipment we have on our 2 new Tahoes that we've ordered. We received one. Not sure when the other one's gonna come in. We were lucky to get these 2, but we'd like to have the equipment. We put out for 3 bid requests from Gall, Southwest Public Safety, and Public Safety Upfitters. Public Safety Upfitters is the only one that they returned a full bid purchase for the equipment. They're also the preferred code 3 dealer for St. Louis, and all of our equipment's code 3. So I'd like to propose that we spend $7,525. It's budgeted in the equipment vehicle maintenance for this year for patrol cars.
I will entertain a motion to approve the bid of $7,525 from Public Safety Uplifters.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Tennant,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton. Yes. Councilman Collier,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Motion passes. Chief, you may get that equipment.
Thank you. The second one is for Stalker radar units. We budgeted for this year. We've got kind of a deal with Stalker. They said if we buy 4, we can get 1 free. We're buying 6. Now the money's coming out of our capital outlay to do car purchases. Stalker is the radar units we currently use. I like to stay with Stalker to keep uniformity in the police department. But the bid for that is $16,441.50.
I'll entertain a motion. Are there any discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve the bid from Stalker for how many units?
16,000 for 6.
For 6
And one will
units,
Be free.
$16,441.50.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Collier,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Tennant,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton. Yes. Councilman Cook.
Yep.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Motion is approved. Chief, get your radar units
Thank you.
and put them to work.
Except on cheeks.
Tonight, under ordinances and resolutions, we have bill numbers 4706 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4706, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plan unit development overlay for 1324 Shapiro and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. This is a lot over on Shapiro Drive in the Goodwin development. What I did, they've got quite a bit of development in there, and they've had a little bit of deviance in the original PUD. overall, they've kept the general plan in order. The uses are all fitting, but we're getting closer to the end. So I wanted to bring these to you if they have a little bit of change. They want to put a business office on this lot. It's a strip mall along with proposed future retail. But it does deviate from the original, so I'll just kind of bring it forward. I believe the Bridgewaters are here too, if you had any questions specifically. But this did go to P and Z and they unanimously recommended it.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4706 for the second time in title only.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4706 for the second time?
Bill number 4706, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the Plan Unit Development Overlay for 1324 Shapiro and establishing an effective date. Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yep.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Collier,
Yes.
Councilman Tenon,
Yes.
Councilman Vins.
Yes.
Bill 4706 has passed. The second bill we have on the agenda is Bill 4707. Madam Clerk, would you please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4707, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the conditional use permit for 122 North Adams and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4707 is now open for discussion. Can I have a staff report, please?
Yes, sir. This is the residence at 122 North Adams. It's located in the downtown business district, right on the fringe. It's that corner house. They're wanting to use this as a boarding house for limited stays. It's people coming into transition will stay there for a brief time, then move on to regular jobs and housing. This does require a conditional use permit. Went through P and Z, was approved on the 17th, recommended for approval. And they did not list any additional conditions.
We have,
Yeah, they were just a bit late for the public hearing, but they
Sure.
are here if anybody has
Speaking-
any questions for the owner.
she can come up and tell us what she needs to tell us.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you all. I was a few minutes late and I do apologize. The house is for people that have completed drug programs. It may be alcohol, not only drugs. It will house like 5 people. They have had at least 90 days in a treatment center. They will have had to prove themselves through drug testing. This is not something that's mandated by the court for these people. They are choosing to do this. It's so that they can continue their treatment through the house so that they can be tested regularly, they can find jobs within the community, and they can get back on their feet. There are very strict rules with this house. Everyone who applies, and we had 35 apply at one time, does not get in. If there's anything in their background that shows any kind of physical violence, and anything along that nature, then they would not be approved for the house. So this is only people that had a drug problem who chose to go a step further and continue their treatment. They are drug tested. I know I sound nervous. I am. I'm sorry. They are drug tested and the house is swept. They are responsible for the house. They have different responsibilities within the house. They're responsible for finding a job. They are responsible for following all the house rules, which in the house rules, they have a curfew during the week. They have a curfew during the weekend. They, none of them, I don't think, have a car or anything like that. I lived in that house. And when I lived in that house, there were drugs on the block because the block goes from street to street. And there were drugs there then. And I left and I closed the house up. And I left the heating on and the electric on. And I had to close it up because of the homeless getting in there. Because I went at 1:30 in the morning and found someone cooking meth on the stove in my kitchen. So to me, this is a safe house to live beside. It's a good house for the neighborhood. I've put a lot of money bringing the house back up to standards. And it's a nice house again. It's a home again. It's a home to these people that have worked very hard. It's not easy to throw the drugs away. It's not an easy thing. And to me, these men have proven themselves and they are working very hard. They also each have a sponsor. There is also a 24-hour person, manager, that stays at the house with them. There are cameras around the house. Every safety precaution that could be taken, I believe, has been taken. We don't have a bunch of people in the house. There would be 5. And they would be managed 24 hours by somebody overseeing them, giving them regular drug testing, making sure that they're moving forward so that they can move on. And I'm very proud of the program that has nothing to do with me. Art, I told him, that runs the program, he's been doing it for years. I told him 6:30, so it's my fault that he's not here. And I wish he would come through the door right now to tell you how the people that will be there have not been in a drug treatment program necessarily in St. Louis. My son was in that drug program 2 years ago. He went to Texas. Art, who runs the program, he lost his son to drugs. So we all take this very, very seriously. We have had probation and parole come out and look at the house and go through it. They said they went through the books, they went through the rules of the house. All I got was great feedback. I know Art has gone out and talked to several judges out in Hillsborough. We've been to churches and talked to clergymen. This isn't something we've tried to hide. This is something that we have gone into the community and tried to make known, because we want whoever is at the house to not be singled out and for everybody to know why they're there and the work that they've done. So if there's anyone that has a specific question for me, I'm I'd be glad to take it.
Is there any questions from any member of the
Yeah.
council?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. My name's Kevin Dennis. I'm the councilman of Ward 3. So is this a private business venture? You own the house and are you going to continue to be involved in it, or are you, what is your involvement with it as a citizen or an owner of the property?
My involvement with it is only that I own the house.
Okay.
That's it.
So
And my involvement also has been, I've seen this program work for 2 years. And
right.
I know my involvement is, I've been through this. And
Okay.
so,
And I'm certainly, I was a paramedic for 36 years. I certainly understand the hardship and need for this. So you're before us as the homeowner, but what program, who is the person that's going to be in this house? Will there be any sex offenders allowed to be in this rehab program?
no, sir.
Do you have a set of rules and regulations of what we'll be voting on as far as that? Like I said, I'm not against the project, but I kind of feel like I need to know a little bit more about it since it's so close to our booming business area.
There are no sex offenders allowed in the house. If someone is on drugs and they come to the front door, they are not allowed in the house because that jeopardizes everybody that's in the house. So a phone call is made to Art Deno at that point by the house manager. And Randy would make that call, and the person that has come to the house for help or just thinking that maybe they'll be let in for the night will not be let in. They will be taken somewhere and their
Right.
family will be called.
Right. So who is going to be running and what organization are they with, or?
This is it's ACPD. And if you all would look it up on the Facebook page, I think you would be very impressed with the organization and how it's ran. And they do have a rule book, and they have to buzz in and out. They have to sign in and out. They have to have a sponsor. They have to be drug tested. One person was told they couldn't stay because they had nothing to do with drugs. They missed curfew. You can't miss curfew. They're very strict. When you're going into something that you chose to go into, you have to follow the rules. There's a rule book. They know ahead of time. And like I say, this isn't mandated by the court. And that makes all the difference in the world because they're still wanting to help themselves.
Yes, ma'am. Greg, do we have any more information on this? Are we expected to vote on this tonight, make a decision?
It certainly is something that we can find out more. Just a quick little jump on Facebook. ACPD is for Austin Christopher Paul Dino.
Yes.
So the home is established in his memory. It's designed as transitional living for folks that are associated with the program, but we can certainly find out more and bring a second reading back at our next meeting if you like. Just whatever the council's desire is.
Does the chief have any input on this? Has this been ran by him, this project?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Just listen
to what she has to say.
Kim, yeah.
This is the first I've heard of it. The concerns I have is if somebody shows up, where are you going to take them?
Well,
What if they don't stay? They run away or they leave?
You kind of have to look at the fact that if they show up, they're out on your streets already. They're already out roaming around. So that's where the trouble comes in. It doesn't come in from the house. It comes in from the people that have drug problems are already out there. And if somebody came to the house, they would try to find out who their family is, if anybody knows them. And there are shelters in St. Louis that they can be taken to for the night. Doesn't mean they'll stay. I've taken many homeless out of my house to shelters. They don't stay. But he would be the person, he or she, and there's no women involved in this particular house, they would be taken away from Festus.
I in good faith couldn't vote on something that's without more information. Just to say it's a zoning change, I'm not against that or the program, but I don't think we have near enough information to do this. I have like 50 questions. So I think maybe a little preparation ahead of time I would be able to make a better decision. But at this point, Mr. Mayor, I can't make a decision on this. So my personal feeling is I'd like to table this to give us time to look into it.
This is the man that just walked in. He's late because I said it was 6:30. So I'm sure that Art could answer some more questions for you.
I have a couple questions for Mark. Mark, what about inspections on this? It's a residential house, correct? So we're going to convert it to a boarding home. So how are inspections handled? I think I'm kind of like Kevin. I got a few questions on this. And so I got a few questions. If we zone it to, or it's a special use permit, correct?
Conditional use.
How is that reviewed? So if we issue a permit, is this good forever? What if what if the person sells a property?
Right.
Is a permit reviewed every year? Who does the inspections? Chief wasn't, I asked him, he's, at the
Sure.
Rock, they did them. So I got some concerns there. Chief Lewis said, if there's a curfew problem, where do they go? So help me out, please.
I can help you out with some of that. As far as the inspections, they did do a full remodel on the house. They permitted that. We've been through it through the duration of the remodel, and we can give them a clear occupancy, no problem. The house is fine as far as that goes. The conditional use permit or to the inspections, our fire inspector will be there annually.
So it gets
So it's just normal.
every
like
12
any-
months. Okay.
Yep. When he hits the downtown business area, he'll go there annually. As far as the conditional use, that you all can add any sort of conditions you want to it. If you want to have him revisit this in a year, we come back in a year and revisit and reissue it again.
Yeah, Mike, a conditional use is attached to the ownership of the property. So if the property changes hands, the conditional use expires. Okay, so, and there are there are certainly terms and conditions that can be attached to it. But it's the conditional use is what allows the home to operate in the zoning. The zoning doesn't change. The zoning stays
It's not a
B3.
zone change.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to make the motion that we table this until we can get further. We're voting on a change versus putting a business that we don't have all the information on. So I make the motion, we table this till further notice.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to table this motion for the next council meeting, which is on December 19th, I believe. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. We will put it on the agenda for the 19th of December.
If you all could prepare me some questions, I'd be happy to get them to the owners, the operators, and re-forward a new report.
I'll get with you, Mark,
Okay.
tomorrow, and we'll, sir, I know you just arrived, but obviously a conversation you and I'll have as well, so I can get some information for council.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you.
We also have tonight Bill 4708 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read that bill for the first time?
Bill number 4708, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, calling for an election within the City of Festus, Missouri to be held on April 4th, 2023, for the purpose of submitting to the qualified voters of the City of Festus the question of enacting section 140.055 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Festus pertaining to the authorization of a local sales tax on the sale of recreational marijuana and establishing an effective date.
Staff report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Brian Malone is also on our Zoom call in the event I miss anything here. With the passage of Amendment 3, allowing the sale of marijuana for recreational use, the city, and I use the word required here, the city's not required. The city is allowed to place before voters the question of whether a tax not to exceed 3% can be charged on recreational marijuana sales. There's some language in there specifically from the amendment. So the question to council specifically is if we want to charge an additional 3% sales tax on all recreational marijuana sales, and that's assuming that we would have a recreational marijuana dispensary inside the city limits, that this question will be put to the voters at the April election as to whether or not they would want to allow this sales tax to be charged on recreational sales.
Are there any questions?
Yes, sir. One for you, Greg.
Yeah.
Give me your thought on this. If we did this, could it potentially cause us not, never thought I'd say this, be competitive for a store in the marijuana business in Festus?
You know, that is something that has come up on some of the discussions with my colleagues. As Matt can attest to, a number of communities across Missouri, not a number, I would say a small portion, have opted to not entertain this at this point because they feel that it would be a detriment to recreational marijuana dispensaries setting up inside their community. So essentially trying to make things as favorable as possible for those dispensaries to be able to set up shop.
Yeah, because you would be pushing them out of our city and the county would get it all. We wouldn't see it.
If they were shopping based on the additional 3% sales tax,
Yeah.
then yes, if that was the reason why they decided to make their marijuana purchase someplace else, then yeah, we would be pushing that business to dispensaries not in Festus.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I mean,
So we're gonna get our normal sales tax, right?
Correct.
What we normally get. So this would be above and beyond
Correct.
what we're already getting. So it
Correct.
would, if we did get a dispensary, it certainly would be an increase in funding towards the city and the things that we put the money towards. We
Correct.
just went, so, okay.
Is there a tax on cigarettes? Is there additional tax on cigarettes?
Levied by the city? No.
Is that tax negotiable? I mean, can be 1%?
It's up to 3%. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong there, but it's up to 3% and not necessarily at 3%. It can be an amount, a half, 1, 2, 3.
You're correct. It can be up to 3%. So you could do 1, 2, or something less than 3.
So could you dedicate that tax for a specific purpose or reason?
Some of the discussion amongst the other communities in Missouri early on, again, this just passing in November, has been to perhaps earmark those funds specifically for specific causes, whether that be public safety, whether that be quality of life issues like parks and recreation. There's a number of different ways that cities have decided to approach this. Either as an enticement for residents and voters to consider the issue or as a means to offset rising costs and things of that sort. On the public safety side, perhaps the additional cost that comes with enforcement and things of that sort.
So if we were vote on this night, you're just asking permission to put this all together and then bring a proposal back to us?
The ordinance before you, Kevin, is to place it on the ballot, but again, it's not something that needs to be acted on. But Brian Malone and I had spoken, and I felt we needed to get this in front of you because there is a tight deadline. I believe at the end of December. Brian, is that correct?
I think end of January is the deadline to get this on the April ballot. And I guess one point I'll make is my understanding is you do have a couple of medical marijuana dispensaries in the city, and as of December 8th, they are eligible to request from the state to convert their licenses to recreational marijuana or recreational dispensaries. And that can be, the state has then 60 days to rule on that, or it's deemed approved. So if the state acts on that sooner, they could be selling recreational marijuana relatively quickly. If they were to apply for conversion on December 8th, no later than I think February 6th, they'd be authorized to do so. So there will be, I guess, taxable sales in the future should one of those existing dispensaries seek to convert their license. New licensees, it's going to be some time, I think at least 6 months before any new licensees are brought online for recreational marijuana.
Right. So my understanding is the state's in a bit of a position right now to hurry up and write the rules as I see on the news, and I've researched a little bit. So there's a good chance for the ones we have that this could be a real thing, not looking for future business. But so what do you think? What's your opinion? Do you think this would, it can't hurt our chances. We already have some. So
We have one,
yeah, that's the one down
Gannon.
is that the, yeah, the one over by Emo's there.
Correct.
Yes. But does
Yeah.
the county get extra?
They would have to put this before their voters as well. So this could also be a ballot issue for county voters, county residents, to also charge up to the additional 3% if they decided to do that as well. So that would be up to the county council to decide.
Well, I just hate to push anybody out of the city. It's better to receive something than nothing. And that's what we could do. We could push out the ones that we do have and maybe come later. Because they could sit right just on the other side of the city limits and all day long and make it. So, I mean, that's my opinion.
So again, the what's before you here is the proposal to put it on the ballot to voters in the April election. If you don't want to do that, it's just as simple as not approving the ordinance.
If we put it on, it doesn't incur more cost for the election because it's
No,
not
that's
general.
already
It's already
paid for. That's our April elections. Yes.
No further discussion. I'll make the motion to put it on the April ballot.
No. We would need to pass the ordinance through normal process. So second reading.
Yeah. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to waive the rules and read Bill 4708 for the second time.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
All opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4708 for the second time?
Bill number 4708, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, calling for an election within the City of Festus, Missouri to be held on April 4th, 2023, for the purpose of submitting to the qualified voters of the City of Festus the question of enacting Section 140.055 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Festus pertaining to the authorization of a local sales tax on the sale of recreational marijuana and establishing an effective date. Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilman Tinnon.
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
No.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Yes.
Councilman Collier.
Yes.
Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Bill 4708 has passed. Moving right along, we're to new business. A liquor license for the Texas Roadhouse. I believe that you all have a copy of the application in front of you. Is there any discussion?
I seem to have not got one.
We have them here, Kevin. What you have is the front page of their application and a copy of the state liquor license that they've already received.
Feeling a little left out. Just joking.
Chief Lewis, you have any input?
We did a background, there's nothing on it.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4708 for the.
No, just need a motion a second.
Okay.
So many rules.
I need a motion.
I make a motion that we pass the liquor license.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Motion's been made.
Second.
And seconded. All those in favor to approve the liquor license for Texas Roadhouse, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Oh, I can't vote. All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Texas Roadhouse has a liquor license.
Opening day is December 12th.
Yes, it is.
We have special VIP
gonna say-
passes.
Thought we did. If you run past your time. That's what we did. VIP passes.
Do we have any old business?
No, sir.
There's no old business. Councilman Boyer.
Like to say that the lights on Main Street look really nice. Main Street looks very decorative for the holidays, looks very nice. And looks like this coming Saturday, hopefully we'll have a good turnout downtown. Been out to the Texas Roadhouse and talked to the manager out there, or the owner, and it's bigger than the one that's in Arnold. It's a beautiful place. He said he's gonna look for 200 people. Lots of luck, right? I don't know where you're gonna find 200 people in, but you know, a lot of people looking to hire people. So if you're needing a job, but that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilman Cook.
Yes, sir. Hey, Greg, on the marijuana sales tax, I think I like Kevin's idea. I like to formulate something. If you can bring something back to us so we can be more specific as we move forward with the voters in April.
As far as what the funds would be used for?
Possible, or just discussion. Are
Sure.
we doing a 3%? We're gonna do for 1%? I think Jim had kind of asked that
The
question.
ordinance, as it was worded, was for the full 3%.
Okay.
So we would need to amend that, or
Nah,
but if you would like to discuss, that can just be a discussion topic.
Yeah.
At our December or January meeting. Get the deadline, of course, was necessary to get it on the ballot. That's just, Secretary of State business there. But as far as council, mayor and council being able to formulate a plan, should it pass, and we wouldn't suspect that it would be substantial.
right.
But for those funds to go to someplace specific, that's obviously a discussion we can have at a
Yeah.
later date.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. And then next Tuesday and Thursday is Shop with a Cop. I'm not stealing your thunder, am I? Okay. I just want to give kudos to Sergeant Pippin and Sergeant Griffall. I was told they're going to be shopping, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Chief. Over 500 children will be shopping with Shop with a Cop. Each child will receive a $125 gift card, and they'll be shopping with a first responder. So I want to say kudos. What a great program that is. Chief, welcome aboard. I've already talked your ear off, so it's going to be fun. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Councilman Dennis.
A couple things. Want to thank, we're still throwing that asphalt out there, guys. Appreciate that. There's a lot of rough spots getting fixed. Thanks, Matt, for getting that done. A couple I was going to remind you of, road by today, you got them fixed. Can't say enough about Carrie. I kind of got a little teary there. I've been councilman 18 years or better, I think. And she's been here the whole time to help you with anything. I've never seen, and she didn't have a smile on her face. So there's no more deserving human being that I've met that deserves the honor that we give her. Thank you, Carrie. I'd like to welcome Jeff aboard. I've known him and his family a long time. Look forward to the progress of our fire department. It's a good thing. It's a good time. I think everybody's got a smile on their face. Barb, as usual, and your friends and helpers. I seen Barb the other day down at the Santa Claus house, putting her personal touches on it. That makes me feel good. It really does. This is a wonderful organization. I'm very proud to be part of it. I just can't say enough about our workers and everything that we do. We got a big thing coming. The office people, police, fire, everyone, they do a wonderful job. I'm very proud to be part of this. I think the Shop with a Cop is wonderful. I always stayed out of that when I was on duty because I like to see others getting involved, and it was just the happiness that they brought. But one thing I can share is that every one of those children always thought of someone else in their family that they wanted to get something for. And a lot of these people that shopped with them took money out of their own pockets to make these little dreams come true for people that maybe don't have. So I think that's the spirit of the holidays and how we believe. So the other thing is we will get the information, the contact information of the man that we didn't really get a chance to hear from on the boarding house. I'm not against the project. I just like a little more information, but if we could get that just in case I want to give him a call and talk to him. So other than that, sir, thank you. Thank you for all employees for what they do. Once again, I'm very proud to be part of this team and this project. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilman Collier.
No report at this time.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Welcome, Board Chief. Glad to have you with us. To echo what Mike said about Shop with a Cop, also great pat on the back because those same officers spearheaded the fundraiser a couple weeks ago. That was phenomenal. The room was packed and it was just a great turnaround time. Congratulations, Carrie. It's an amazing job. And you're only 40 years old. So it's really, it's great how that works. And does Josh have hands on the tree in the Santa house down there too? Or is that all you? Sit there. Well, it looks great. I pass that every day because I live right by it. So I think it looks phenomenal. And it was great to have it out last night for the parade as well.
Yeah. I think Josh is her assistant. Just joking, Josh.
Thank you. Councilman Vins.
Yeah, I like to say kudos, like Kevin said, it really is to Carrie, and welcome aboard, Fire Chief, and city was great. I mean, the parade last night was great, and Main Street's looking good, and I love Christmas time. There's nothing like brightening up the city with Christmas time, and I hope this weekend does turn out really good with the weather and everything else. I know the weather's kind of iffy. Hope that rain holds off, but
You just had to go there.
yeah, I know. The railroad, I'm glad to see progress, but still slow, but it's.
Hey, it's progress.
I know it's progress. I just hope they get it done before this battle with the railroad issue. But other than that, that's all, sir.
All righty. Thank you, Councilman Tenen.
Welcome, Chief. Carrie, you know, I really appreciate all the things you've done for me over the years as well. You probably don't know that, but you know.
Well, thank you.
The parade last night, I thought it went really well. And I really wish I understood what they were doing over there at the bridge, but with the railroad, but I'm sure they got a great plan, but I can't follow it. That's all I have. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. I just want to say what everybody else has said. Congratulations, Chief. I'm extremely happy to have you aboard, you and your family. I know it's a family affair with you all. Carrie, you know, we can't run this place without you, and for everything that you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let you return.
No.
40 more.
Sure, I said I got 40.
Is there any other comments at this time? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move second.
Motion's been made and seconded.